Diamond Matt channel, welcome, long time no see. It's been a while, right? Apologies for the lack of new videos over the last couple of months. I'm a real jeweler at the end of the day, so I've had like a wave of like private commissions. I'm looking over there on my bench, there's a few jobs I'm doing. Yeah, private commissions, 3 like in a week, and then just had a wave of like repairs as well, so it all stops me doing the YouTube videos, because at the end of the day, the commissions and the repairs, they take priority over making videos. Anyway, so back into it now. I think it's clear, the coast is clear to get into the YouTube side of my business again. So expect some new content coming very soon. So apologies to the patrons who've joined over the last few weeks and have waited ages to get their call out. So here we go. We've got Emily, Howard, Thomas Scarbett Davis, returning customer, thank you very much, Thomas, much appreciated. Jacob M, Matt McGee, Kyle Cobbs, Craig Kirk, Jill P, and then one more I got literally a few hours ago. Turned off. Daniel, it was Daniel Hayward. Thank you very much, Daniel. Much appreciated. The patrons really enabled me to continue teaching my jewellery making. So if you're new to me, 25 years, professional jeweler. I worked at a high-end store in London, and basically we specialise in hand making bespoke pieces. So very expensive pieces. The skills were passed down to me from very accomplished jewelers, also had decades experience working to a very high level. So the methods and techniques I'm teaching are tried and tested over decades against the most discerning of customers, rich people. So if you can make something for a multi-millionaire and they're happy with it, you've done a good job. So I'll teach you how to do that. So click like and subscribe if you're into all that sort of thing. If you want to take a step further and really get the real knowledge through my full instructional guides, it's patron.com/diamond. I'll link in the description. Yeah, hope you join. If not, welcome to watch, enjoy. This content is free on YouTube for everyone to just get entertained by or learn from, whatever. Cool, right, so on YouTube, yeah, when I watch YouTube, because I'm a jeweler watching jewellery videos and stuff, I get the YouTube algorithms advertised to me jewellery. So I got this one from Chanel, and I was actually quite impressed with it. A lot of these like big name sort of fashion brands, a lot of stuff like Gucci is really bad for. I just slapped my head on the quality of it. It's so terrible. But this one looked really special, really unique design, looks really well made. So I just thought I'd properly study it and do a video. So here we go. Okay, Chanel, Reach for the Stars, a new range of like high-end pieces they've released. I'm sure they used a lot of CAD on this, but at the end of the day, all the stones have to be set by real setters. Setters have got the safest job in this trade, because no matter how many robots build the jewellery, I think it's going to be a very, very long time before a robot can take a little diamond out of a plastic bag and then put it in a setting and actually do the setting. So I think setters' jobs are secure. As for actual metalwork, to offer the service to customers, normally you're okay, but for like mass manufacturer, robots, like 3D printing, CADs and all that, taken over. Problem is with it, things look very mathematically perfect and they're kind of soulless. It doesn't always work out. So anyways, have a quick look at this. I've already scrolled down through this website. There are videos of these pieces as well. Photos, got to be a bit careful. You have to remember that they do touch up photos. I don't know what they do. I don't know what machine they put their photos through, but things quite, even like a second-hand ring, like for sale on First Dibs website, the surface just looks totally smoothed out. Like there's no sign at all of like any like wear. Just like the polish is just mirror perfect, and it's clearly fake. They've done something like take a normal photo of a piece of jewellery and they turn it into a render. It's not truthful. I'm looking at the polished surfaces of this, sensing that a little bit. Might not be too bad. I'm seeing some inconsistencies and little wobbles and stuff, which does give me a bit of satisfaction. This is initially was a real photo of a piece of jewellery that's actually finished, not just a computer image. I like the design. It's all very unique, a lot of beautiful shapes, a lot of normal shaped stones put together very cleverly, and they haven't just filled it up, you know, like you see, like I'm always making fun of like cheap hip-hop jewellery. It's just like a shape just covered in tiny diamonds, totally unimaginative. This takes a lot more thought and care to actually design something like this, where you're working with the gaps around the stones in the settings as well, and they're putting different shapes together, different angles, all not competing, they're actually working together very well, but not always easy to put that shape next to that shape and then have it all fit in nicely with other shapes around it. They've done it very well. There's some stars here. They are not star-shaped stones. They are just brilliant cuts in a star-shaped mount. It looks like that kind of inner corner going in sets over the stone. So there's that. Beautiful stone, I don't know what that is, pink sapphire or something, I'm sure mega expensive, nice stone. And I'm liking the claws on it. The claws have got like a flat on there, they go into a point. There's sort of a point over the stone and a point on the back of the claw as well, and there's little facets on there. So a lot of attention to detail, quite care. There's no accidents here, it's all designed on purpose. The only thing is that, look at the outer shape of that pendant, that doesn't match the shape of the stone. It's like a long, wonky, as these big coloured stones are always a bit wonky. Obviously the curve of that stone is not cut specifically for that pendant. Quite right. It's cheating when you can do that. But yeah, look, there's a gap there on the bottom half. So the stone doesn't, when you really look at it, it's like the stone is just like the wrong stone for the pendant. It's like plonked on there. But it works. It's slightly, for moving it around, you should see it at different angles. As long as it's not really gappy from the side. It might be actually, let's check out the video in a minute. Yeah, and I'm sure that stone is quite deep as well, so can't really see. Looks, I think, I mean, I'm saying this is a real photo. That might be, what's it called, like photoshopped on top, because it looks like a two-dimensional stone on top of that photo. It sort of looks like it's not there somehow. Yeah, I really like the design, it's very clever. I've got V-claws on the end of these marquees, but the marquee point that's going up into the pendant, it's not really clear how that's set securely. It doesn't look like there's a claw on it, it's just sort of like just stops there. Especially that one, next to the, in between the main pendant and the star, I'm looking on the left-hand side. Doesn't really look like it's going into anything. Again, they look very two-dimensional. But I'd be interested to see the video, it might tell me a little bit more. But yeah, I like the design, but I don't like these horns. These horns are like devilish, like everything's all beautiful and angelic. It's almost like shooting stars with the stars in the sky, and you've got that star shape and that sort of comet trail coming off it. It's like a comet shooting across the sky. Everything's all heavenly and lovely. And then you've got these devil horns. I would steer away. I know devil kind of like satanic imagery can be quite cool design sometimes, but I would stay away from it with jewellery design. And for me, assuming that's some sort of devilish horn shape, looks out of place with all this heavenly star stuff going on. Anyway, right, let's scroll down. If you're born without wings, don't do anything to stop them growing. Deep, extremely deep. Okay, cool, all right, let's get into the video. So this is, what is going on with this? Right. Not all linked, it's probably sections that bend and allow it to sit over people's necks comfortably. That's something else. Oh, it's moving on a bit fast. Okay, right. It's just changing more like an... Right, pausing it. Yeah, you can see a bit more of the piece. Yeah, you see the top. See the kind of like long feathers, like wings or feathers extending. Maybe it's like wings, and these are like long feathers extending off the wings. And you've got a row of brilliant cuts, look like channel set, and then it just stops and goes into baguettes, and the baguettes maybe taper down in diameter, in width. Does that on all of them, look. There's just less, obviously, in the shorter ones. They've joined them together with another setting in between to fill the gap. But I really like these kind of S-shaped curves. S-shapes happens all the time in nature, and when you see like, because I like cars, yeah, so I'm looking at car designs. The most beautiful supercar designs, there's a lot of S-shapes, and like curve this way, curve that way, and they sort of come together and it all works nicely. Same in jewellery design. There's something about an S-shape curve that seems to work really well over a lot of designs. Oh yeah, there's a gap. Oh, there's a big gap. Look at the side of it. There's a ginormous gap under the side of that stone. But as for wow factor, it's not too flat as well. Those kind of the initial wing bits coming off the top of the horns, they're quite domed, I think, more than it really shows on these pictures. So that helps it look really full and deep. It's quite important to have a lot of sort of, even if you've got to fake it, make things look really three-dimensional. It really helps a piece. Yeah, you can see, watch it turn. Those pieces are quite domed. Can you tell? Yeah, nice curves, double curvatures. It's not just S-shape, two-dimensional. It's sort of coming out and doing that as well. So it looks, you can look at something and you can sort of sense how it feels to touch. So I think S shapes is like a nice shape, it's like stroking a cat. I don't know. So that piece, I like it because those shapes look like they feel nice, if that makes sense. Okay, so this is like an exploding something. Again, a lot of 3 dimensions. Look, it's not just flat. There's different layers to these pieces coming off the side. A lot of baguettes. Seen a few pear shapes. Got that star cut trick collet. I really like that collet. I might have to try and make one. It's a star, but the stone is like deep into it. Yeah, but one thing I'm not liking, that's like oh, god damn it. Here we go. Right, can you see they've sort of done a lion face in the middle? I don't like that. Again, crappy hip-hop jewellery is just like a big lion head covered in diamonds. I've seen it before in like crappy hip-hop jewellery. A lion, I would have thought something a bit nicer than that. Oh, well done, it's just exploded the whole screen. Okay, not really... I mean, what is that anyway? It must be... Is it a pendant? It must be a pendant. This is... It's not immediately obvious what it is. It might be a bangle, and there's like something going around the back there. Big, beautiful blue stone. I'm going to assume that's a sapphire. It looks very expensive. That is a sapphire. It looks a very, very nice one. So notice the blue stone, yeah, it's technically a 4-sided stone. It's like a rounded cushion cut. But it's on top of a star, which has 5 points. So that's awkward. That's difficult for designers and jewelers to like overcome. So ideally, you just have like, they've gone for 2 claws. 2 claws on a big rounded corner is quite good, keeps it secure. That only works on the right hand side of the stone, top and bottom corner, but on the other side of the stone, on the left hand side, they haven't been able to set it over the corner. But they have got 3 more points to work with. So the stone is secure, but the claws are all over around the sides of that stone. So they basically stuck putting claws where the points of the star are, and it's not on the corner. But that stone is set securely. It's just, I look at things and try and understand how they were made, and I can appreciate the challenge there. They've done it very well. Got stone set around the side of that star as well. This is, again, a nice piece, and it works as a range of pieces as well. It makes sense with the other one as well. A lot of the similar shapes, same size, same shape stones. This one again, see that giant gap on the side there. Some sort of box snap at the back. You can see these lines on the side. Those will all be like hinged sections. A lot of work to create something like that. I feel like I'm a little bit out of practice, yeah, because I'm not making these YouTube videos and mounting anything special like I used to when I was working in London. Making something like that would bring my skill right up to scratch. A lot going on, a lot of work. I reckon they probably designed it, got it on a computer, probably CAD, 3D printed a few of the shapes, because they've got to minimise the amount of work, because it's all profit for the company, the less time and easier it is to make for it. So I get it. But I think real jewellers definitely would be involved in that, putting it together. They probably had CAD design and cast these shapes, and a jeweller would position the collets in there, get it all lined up correctly, probably connected all the hinges. Obviously it's set by someone as well. I don't know about the back half of it. Yeah, but a lot of wow factor as well. And also notice, I mentioned before, these are all pear shapes on the very sides. Bit difficult, yeah, that's all filled up, yeah. That's pear shapes, looks like 1, 2, 3, like pointing down, and then 1 or 2 pointing back up. Bit difficult to see from this picture. So they filled up spaces nicely, and a designer might just draw nice pictures, but when you actually have like solid little shapes, they don't always fit together, especially when you're working with curves and stuff. The depth of stones can cause problems and force you to... I'm terrible at explaining stuff. See, imagine these 2 shapes are 2-dimensional. You can draw them together like that, but also your drawing from the side might be curved. So when you've got these solid shapes, they've got depth to it. So when you're actually holding them 3-dimensional and you try and put them on a curve, it opens up a gap on the top half. So it's quite often things you see in pictures or designed just by people who don't make things in 3 dimensions. They don't appreciate the depth of things. You need to think a step beyond that. Jewelers will know all about it, because it's a constant struggle making things look like how a customer wants them to look. But again, it's a nice thing. I'm not sure what that is. It must be a bangle, yeah. I wish they'd show more of the side. This thing again is a pendant. That chain, I really like that chain. The way they offset all the baguettes, sorry, the brilliant cuts from each other and added in a star, different size stars as well. It'd be nice just to have a full chain just like that. That would be a really nice piece, not even having a pendant on it. Star at the bottom as well. A lot of wow factor, but I just don't like the lion face. It could have done something better. Okay, right. Let's see what else you got on the website. The comet, the wings. Oh, there's something new there. This is nice. Well, that's a big piece. It looks like a very fancy kind of braided, looks like solid little link kind of braided piece. I don't know what's going on there. It looks very clever, well done. Yeah, I really like the star collets. 4-claw, brilliant cut. We've got a pear shape, 2 rounds on the rounded side and a V-claw on the end. A little connecting, I don't know if that's a little polished little bead to connect it. They'll all be hinged, yeah, they'll all be hanging from I'm going to call it a chain, it might not be really classed as a chain, some sort of solid link rope. Yeah, and they increase in size as they go down. This is all very nice design. Like small stone, big space, the spaces all close up and then the stones get bigger as well and it gets more and more full as you go down. Stones get more and more expensive. This thing must cost a fortune, wow. A big fat diamond in the middle of that star. I dread to think what this thing cost. These all look like very nice quality diamonds as well. They also all look like they've been worked on a little bit to make them shine a bit more. Yeah, look, and then the stones coming off it, much bigger gaps, and then a nice little star on the end. Again, very nice design. Who's designing these for Chanel? Quite impressed. This thing again, yeah. Yeah, that stone, man, it looks like it needs to come across this way a little bit. Don't know. Not easy doing that kind of thing. Because you can bet, being a sapphire, it's like this from the top and then turn it over from the side and it's like this. They're so deep, a lot of these stones, which is good for looking down on it because, well, a coloured gemstone, when it's really deep, it really gives you the best colour it can possibly show you. As the stones get shallower, they get more and more wishy-washy colour. So the deep ones look the most beautiful, but they're so awkward to make mounts for. Yeah, a lot going on. Oh, let's have a close look. Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 pear shapes, all the point going inwards, and then one that's filling the gap between those two going there, and then that fills that space very cleverly, so you can sort of justify it being straight down the side, and then that big one that's pointing back outwards, you've got the roundedness of that, and then that flows into the one that's pointing down on the opposite side. And then gives you these nice rounded curves on the outside of them as well. So that's quite clever use of those pear-shaped stones there. Yeah, I just don't like these horns. I don't like these horns, and I don't like how the pink stone may be more gappy in real life than we're seeing on these photos around it. Wow, there's a lot coming off the bottom. Didn't see that before. There's a gap around that centre stone. I'm not totally sure what's going on there. But that's like a bezel set, brilliant cuts surrounded by more brilliant cuts, just like bead set around there. Cool, and a lot more stars. I do like these stars, and I think they like them too because he used them a lot. Just this piece just never ends. Look at it, and like say someone buys this, yeah, where on earth do you wear it? This is like super elite people. You'll never see them on the Bakerloo line wearing this. If someone does get on the Bakerloo line in London wearing this, they won't be wearing it for very long. Gets snatched by an illegal immigrant. And then when you call the police to say an immigrant stole it, the police will come and arrest you. That's how it seems to work now in England. Right, cool. So this is a tiara, again, design, using all the same design that might literally be the same. It's not the same. Very, very similar idea going on the top there. A lot of shooting stars over these wing shapes. Beautiful S-shape. Comets, stars. Yeah, a lot of baguettes, marquee, sorry. You got a big fat pear-shaped diamond there. There's a V-claw on the top. Looks like V-claws there as well. I've never seen that before. Could just be, there's weird tricks with the light, yeah, so it could just be 2 claws splitting off, but it sort of looks like a V-claw there. Anyway, yeah, I'm still not really understanding how these marquees, the point of that marquee goes up into there. But yeah, not nice shapes. Going around a tighter curve now around someone's head, so they haven't just done it flat, they've got 3 dimensions going around the sides as well. So again, very clever piece. And this, they chilled out a little bit with the devil horns. They're still there, but they're not attached to the center pendant, so they lost their devilishness, and I much prefer it for that. I wish they did that there. I don't like how they attach to that. It looks like a little devil. No devils, please. The lion, there's more, that lion face again. This is like a combination of that lion pendant and then that sapphire star bangle. It literally might be the same star, but with a smaller stone in the middle. Looks like they've got some yellow diamonds in here, mix up the colours a little bit. Not a fan of that lion design. Yeah, I really like this chain they've got going here. From initial sketch by the Chanel Fine Jewellery Creation Studio to the search for exceptional gemstones and final production by the house's artisans at 18 Place Vendôme in Paris. Little video, let's have a look. Little promotional video. Got some tools. That gemstone, that's the one. Big fat girdle, look. That was a big stone. Can I pause this? Alright, when it comes back around, hang on. I want to see the... That's a ginormously deep stone. What was it I wanted to see? I wanted to see something, yeah, this. Do you reckon that's all machine made? I reckon it is. But you can see where the stones sit, look. Does appear like a little mini engineering piece, doesn't it? Let's have a look at the stone. Look at that! Is that the side of the stone? Didn't I tell you? Like this, and then from the side it's like gujung. That's exactly. It can't be a ring because it's just so deep, it'll just be so high off the finger. That's literally like an inch high. Beautiful, beautiful stone, but wow, that's a problem how deep it is. Yeah, wow, look what a piece. I think they went a bit over the top with all this stuff hanging down at the bottom. It's like an entire bird with a really long tail. Look at it, wow. I think they've gone a little bit long. You could imagine that's already hanging down someone's neck. I mean, it's going right down. Someone's wearing that. It's very unpractical to wear. It's going to go in your dinner. High jewellery, Chanel. Okay, I'll leave it there. I've gone on a lot already. There might be more stuff to look at. Yeah, they've got loads of pieces, look. That lion, I'm not a fan of that lion. But basically, their designs, very impressed with. Well done, Chanel. French have got it in the design department. Right, so I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. If it was insightful, entertaining, educational in any way, if you want my clicking like and subscribe, helps the channel grow. If you want to take a step further, you can become a Diamond Matter member. Look for a join button and on the YouTube screen. If not, step beyond that to really help me out and then gain some perks for yourself as well to become a patron. So it's patreon.com/Diamond Matter, and you get access to all the full instructional guides. So I've got like 30, coming up to 40, I think it is now. Full instructional guides. These are like from start to finish, full tutorials on turn a blob of silver into like a cluster ring or something like that. So yeah, there's loads of these videos. You get access to them all by becoming a classic or official patron. Official patrons get all that, plus exclusive content. So yeah, hope you join me there. If not, just come back for the next upload and watch for free. Why not? See ya.